this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you could play a song called Let It Go by Idina Menzel. And we're going to end up cabling this on first fret to kind of match the recording, but it starts out with these cool little licks in the keyboard part. And if you wanted to, you could kind of play second fret on the high E string, third fret on the high E string, and then open B, and then second fret on the high E, and then third fret on the high E, and then second on the high E, third fret on the high E, open B, third fret on the high E, second fret on the high E, and then open E, second fret on the high E, second fret on the G, open G, or open E, second fret on the high E, and then we go to third fret on the B string, and then first fret on the B string. And then we almost kind of have that idea come back, kind of that 2, 3, 0, 2, 3, but then we go 3, 2, 0, 3, 2, and then 0, 2, 2, 0, 2, and then third fret on the B string, and then second fret on the B string. That's kind of the end of that intro. And the chords that would back up that lick would start on an E minor chord. When you play E minor, first finger goes to the A on the second fret, second finger on the D string on the second fret, and if you strum all those together, that sounds an E minor chord, and it sounds really sad. Now you may also want to think about kind of adding the third finger to the B string third fret, pinky on the high E string third fret, and if you strum all those together, that sounds like E minor 7. So you may want to think about that for your E minors. And then from the E minor, we're going to be going to a C major chord. When we play C major, first finger goes to the B on the first fret, second finger on the D string second fret, third finger on the A string on the third fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major chord, and it sounds really happy. Now you may also want to think about something called C major 9, where you do the first finger on the D string second fret, second finger on the A string third fret, third finger on the B string third fret, and the pinky on the high E string third fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major 9. It sounds really happy. And then from the C, we're going to be going to a D major chord. When we play D major, first finger goes to the G on the second fret, second finger on the high E second fret, and third finger on the B string on the third fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D major chord, and it sounds really happy. Now, while you're on the D, you may want to think about kind of lifting off the second finger and making that a D sus2. Or you could take the D major and kind of add in the pinky and make that a D sus. And that's always cool to kind of say some stuff around D chords. And then from the D, we're going to be going to an A minor in the reverse. When you play A minor, first finger goes to the B string on the first fret, second finger on the D string second fret, and third finger on the G string on the second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord. Now you may also want to think about lifting off the third finger and making that an A minor 7. That can be very cool. Or you could take the pinky and add it on the high E third fret, and that sounds like A minor 7 too. So think about that. And then we almost start that over again with kind of that E minor, and then our C, and then our D. But then we go to sort of an A suspended chord, and the way you play A sus. First finger goes to the D on the second fret, second finger on the G string second fret, and third finger on the B string on the third fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A sus. Now you may also want to kind of take the pinky and add it in on the high E on the third fret. That sounds something called A sus or A7 sus. And then from there, it kind of resolves to an A major chord, where you do the first finger on the D string second, second finger on the G string second, and third finger on the B string on the second. And strum all those together for an A major chord. So through our verses too, kind of where you'll hear that progression of kind of that E minor, C, D, A minor, E minor, C, D, and then kind of the A sus, A. Now through the song, you may want to think about kind of using downstrokes through that chord progression, kind of E minor, C, D, and I'm kind of doing that with kind of 8 downs on each chord, and adding in some muting with the right hand to kind of make that a little bit more interesting or a little bit more sneaky. So the A sus to the A is the weird part, because you're kind of halving that part. Or a lot of times with a song like this, I like to use something called a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So we took the E minor and just tried that a lot. You'd have down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So we tried that through our chord progression. The weird part is where we get to the A sus and the A. And you may want to do just kind of a down, down, up on each of those chords. So if we tried it that way, we'd have E minor, down, up, down, up, C, down, up, down, up, D, down, up, down, up, A minor, down, up, E minor, down, up, down, up, C, down, up, down, up, D, going through our verse progression, or that progression, until we get to our pre-chorus part. And on our pre-chorus, we start on the D major, and then we do another D, and then we go back to C major, and then another C major, and then we're back to D, and another D, and then we're back to C, and then another C. And you'll kind of hear some build-ups on those C chords where you may want to kind of switch from the strum pattern to the muting. And then from there, we'd be going into our chorus part. And our chorus starts on a G major chord. When we play G major, first finger goes to A on the 2nd fret, second finger on the low E string 3rd fret, and third finger on the high E string 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now you may also want to think about kind of adding in the third finger on the B string 3rd, pinky on the high E string 3rd. That's another way you can play your G major. And then from the G, we'll be going to our D major chord, and then our E minor chord, and then we go to our C major chord. We end up doing that 3 times, actually kind of that G, D, E minor, C, until we get to the very end. At the very end, we kind of go to a B minor chord. There's a couple different ways you may want to play B minor. You could do first finger across the entire 2nd fret, second finger on the B string 3rd fret, third finger on the D string 4th fret, and the pinky on the G string 4th fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a B minor chord, and it sounds really sad. Now you may also want to think about kind of doing a drone voicing B minor, where you do your first finger on the A string 2nd fret, second finger on the G string 2nd fret, third finger on the B string 3rd fret, and the pinky on the high E string 3rd fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that's kind of a good substitute for the B minor. And then from the B minor, we're going to be going to a B flat. And you could do this as kind of a 1st fret bar chord. And then second finger on the D string 3rd, third finger on the G string 3rd, pinky on the B string 3rd, which is kind of a pain in the butt. I'm going to call it, that's called B flat major. Or you could kind of do that as kind of a double bar, and actually that feels a little bit better for me to kind of just cover the D, G, and the 3rd finger as kind of a bar. Or you can make smaller versions of that chord, or you could do first finger on the high E 1st fret, pinky on the B string 3rd fret, and third finger on the G string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that's another way you could play your B flat. Or you could add the second finger into the D string, kind of making that a little bit thicker B flat. Or you could use a B flat 5, where you do first finger on the A string 1st fret, third finger on the D string on the 3rd fret, kind of make that just a really heavy B flat. Or you might want to kind of take that B minor 7 voicing that we were doing, and with the drones, and kind of move the first finger down 1 fret to the B flat note, just to kind of cover that bass note. So it might be kind of a cool cheat. Actually, it's kind of that B minor, and then move to the B flat, and then at the very end, then we kind of go to this big push on a C major. And on our first chorus, there's this cool tag where we go back to G major, and then we do the D major. So at the very end of that chorus, you've got kind of your B minor, B flat, C, and then we come back in on our G, D, before we go into our next verse. And then we'll basically be repeating those parts in variation until we get to our bridge part. And our bridge does this huge build-up on a C major chord. And then we do a huge build-up on a D major chord. And then we go to an E major chord. It's kind of this big push. And when you play E major, first finger goes to the G on the 1st fret, second finger on the A string 2nd fret, third finger on the D string on the 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, it sounds like E major chord. So it's kind of right after this big part of the D build-up. And you may want to kind of gravitate to downs on that part. Big E major, and then we do a big C major, and then we kind of go back to the D for a build-up, and then we go to an A minor for a build-up, and then we kind of hit a C with kind of a down, 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 down. I kind of have on the bridge part. Now the weird part is to play along with the recording, instead of starting on an E minor chord, they're actually starting on an F minor chord. So to play along with the recording, what you want to do is take a capo, and if you put the capo on 1st fret, then now your E minor is really an F minor chord, your C is really a D flat major chord, your D is really an E flat major chord, and your A minor is really a B flat minor chord, and the A major is really a B flat major chord. And when we get to it, the B minor is really a C minor chord, and the B flat is really a B major chord, and the E major is really an F major chord. But to take it from the very, very beginning, you may want to kind of start off with kind of that intro lick. Or if you're a little bit more adventurous with that, you could actually kind of add basses to that and kind of imply the chords that are going on. So if you wanted to at the very beginning, you could start off with the open E with that 2, 3, 0, 2, 3, and then add in the 3rd fret on the A string to kind of imply the C chord, and then the open D to imply the D chord, and then the open A to imply the A minor chord. And I'm kind of doing that hybrid picking, so I'm using my pick for my basses and my fingers to kind of get in the other notes of the lick. But that might be kind of a cool idea to kind of try that through the intro. And people be like, oh man, let it go. Oh my gosh, I'm going to cry. So you may want to play around with that for your intro too. Or we could try that with the downstrokes, kind of that E minor, C. Or you may want to kind of mix it up when you hit your verse on that progression. D, A minor, digging on the down, down, up, down, up, and then you'd have E minor, down, up, C, down, up, D, down, up, A minor, down, up, E minor, down, up, D, down, up, A, kind of the second part of the verse. Or something else that I like to add to a song like this too is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down, of the down, down, up, you could throw in a bass note for the chords. On the E minor, you'd have the low E for the bass. On the C, you'd have the A for the bass. On the D, you'd have the D for the bass. And on the A minor, you'd have the A for the bass. And on the B minor, when we get to it, we'd have the A for the bass. B flat would have the A for the bass. A minor would have the A for the bass. G would have the low E for the bass. And the E major and the E minor would have the low E string for the bass. So we could kind of try that verse part all the way through with a bass down, up, and have E minor bass down, up, C with an A bass, D with the D bass, A minor with an A bass, E minor with an A bass, C with an A bass, D with the D bass, A sus, A, E minor, C, D with the D bass, A minor with an A bass. Pre-chorus part. So we tried that through our pre-chorus. We'd have D with a D bass, D with a D bass, C with an A bass, C with an A bass, D with a D bass, D with a D bass, C with an A bass, C with an A bass. And we're going to have a couple C's that are kind of building up, and you may want to kind of gravitate back to the downs. And then from there, we're going into our chorus part. So we tried that idea through our chorus. We'd have G with low E bass, D with the D bass, E minor low E bass, C with an A bass, G with low E bass, D with the D bass, E minor low E bass, C with an A bass, G with low E bass, D with the D bass, E minor low E bass, C with an A bass, E minor with an A bass, flat with an A bass. In on that G and D, you'll kind of hear where it's almost kind of 4 downs on each one, and what you may want to do is kind of do down kill it's, down kill it, down kill it, down kill it, down kill it on the strings. So you have G, D, is kind of a chorus tag to lead us into our next verse. But that idea of kind of the 4 downs kind of happens through that verse. So you may want to gravitate to that, kind of that E minor, C, D, A minor, E minor, D, A sus, A, kind of through that part. And then from there, we'll be going into our next pre-chorus. Now another strum pattern I would think about, especially through this pre-chorus and the coming chorus, is something called a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot to the beat, right now we're kind of dividing that beat into 2 parts with our down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns is long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. And what I mean by that is if you take the D and do it down for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you're doing on the first beat. Then on the second beat, you're doing it down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And then on the third beat, you're doing it up on 2, down on 3. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 up, down, 1 up, down, 1 up, down. And then on the last beat, you're going down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So all together, you got down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. And if you're digging on that, you can kind of throw in your bass on that too and make it a bass. Down, down, up, down, down, up, bass. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Now the weird part about applying that to the pre-chorus though is that takes the place of kind of 2 of the down, down, up, down, ups. So we start on the D with the D bass, C with an A bass, D with the D bass, C with an A bass, and we kind of have that big build up on that last C, down, 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 down. That kind of idea, kind of building into it. And then we go into our chorus part. And so on our chorus, actually, if you wanted to apply that strum pattern, you could do kind of a down, 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 up with that strum pattern through the chorus. So you have kind of just that down, 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 up. Kind of take the place of the down, down, up, down, up. So we tried it that way. We could even add basses to that and make it kind of a bass. Down, down, up, bass. Down, down, E minor, bass. Down, down, C and A bass. G with low bass. D with D bass. E minor, low bass. C with A bass. But that third time through, it almost feels like we go to a different 16th note strum pattern. And so you may want to change to a down, up, down, up, down, up kind of feel, especially on that third time through that progression. And what I mean by that is on the first beat, you'd be doing a down and then an up on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then on the second beat, you do the up on 2, down on 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 up, down, 1 up, down, 1 up, down. Then on the third beat, you do the up, for the 2 and 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 up, 1 up, 1 up. And then on the fourth beat, you go down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And on that part, what can sound really cool is to kind of work it as a down, up on the G, down, up, down, up on the D, and then the E minor with the down, up, and then the C with the down, up, down, down. And if you wanted to, you could even throw basses in on that and make it a bass, up, D with a bass, up, down, E minor with low bass, up, C with an A bass, up, down, down. It kind of changes the pace slightly. So going into that part, you'd have a G with low bass, D with a D bass, E minor low bass, C with an A bass, G with low bass, D with a D bass, E minor low bass, C with an A bass. We got G with the low bass, up, D with the D bass, up, down, E minor low bass, up, C with an A bass, D minor with an A bass, up, D flat, C with an A bass. So that's a little weird, but you may want to kind of play around with that. And then from that, then we kind of go into kind of our bridge part. So there's kind of this waiting C. And you really could take any of those ideas we've been talking about, but this part almost kind of feels more like it gravitates towards the down. We can stay on the C, 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 C. But then we go to a D major, D, more D, D, and it's kind of this big buildup into the E major. And then we go to C, and then we go to D, and we kind of pick it up on the downs, and then A minor, and then we got C with the down, kind of at the end. And then from our bridge part, then we're going to be going into our last chorus. And on our last chorus, actually, there's this really cool change at the very, very end, where on the C major chord, well, kind of for our tag at the very end, after we do the G, D, E minor, C 3 times, where we go to a C minor chord. When we play C minor, first finger goes across the entire 3rd fret, second finger on the B string 4th fret, or what would have been 4th fret, it's really 5th fret, and then 3rd finger on the 6th fret, which would have been 5th fret, pinky on the G string, which would have been 5th fret too. So you're thinking about it like a 3rd fret bar, or it's kind of 3, 4, 5, but you're really on 4, 5, 6. And that's called a C minor chord. So on that last part, you may want to kind of gravitate to that. If you're kind of digging on that C major non-voicing, another way to play the C minor would be doing first finger on the D string first fret of that shape. So you may want to kind of even think about that, because you'll be on the C chord, and then there's this change to C minor, and then we do our B flat, or B minor, B flat is kind of a halving idea, and then we do our whole B flat, and then kind of a big C. This is a little weird if you're doing the down, down, up on that part. You'd have C minor, B flat minor, B flat down, down, up, down, and then a big C, kind of for your outro. If you're digging on the down, 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 up kind of halving, you'd have C minor, C minor, and then B minor, B flat is kind of a halving thing, and then the B flat with kind of the down, 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 and then a C at the end. That's a little weird too. C, down, down, up, B minor, B flat, C, kind of for the outro. So I'm going to kind of play around with that too. So through that last chorus, you'd have the G, E, or you may want to kind of mix this up too. You know, if you do other licks on the chords, or you want to half it different ways, or do other strum patterns, it's always kind of cool to kind of make the song your own that way. Myself, I really want to play a G again. But that's the basics of how you can strum through Let It Go by Idina Menzel. So good luck!